That just starts with our defense as a whole. Like Coach Cecil always tells us, like no matter how talented we are, we always got to depend on the other 10 people that's on the field. So they just did their job, and I just went and executed mine. That's the thing about this team, like we're never satisfied, and like us having 2 years to really get with each other, and we all trust each other, so we're just gonna go in, the same mindset we had all the rest of the 6 weeks, with the same mindset, and we're just gonna ball.
The homes we work all week, even if we have to trade places on certain spots in the line, some people have to play more than one position. We just work hard and strive for greatness, that's all. Right now we just focus on being better at practice. We're not worried about who we're playing. We're trying to be better than we were today.
You're going to meet some of the 71 players. How does that make you feel, seeing some of those guys?
It feels good. I want to see what greatness looks like, because eventually it's going to be us.
Thank you.
I just want to give a shout out to our DC, Coach Cecil, for the game plan. I want to give a shout out to all my teammates. They did they want to live, they did their job for me to do my job. We just had to bow our neck, play ball. We talked about it all week. When the offense not doing good and they turn around on our table, we got to do what we got to do, get out the field.
How did you see that, just talk about your mind in that game, like how did you see that ball coming in order to make that decision?
I really did. I stayed with my man, Coach Cecil always talk about plaster when the quarterback started scrambling. So I plastered, and God bless me with the ball coming my way.
Yeah, like you said, really bad start for us as a unit, myself personally, but we just have the next play mindset, so we just know that even if we make mistakes, the next play is going to be the next opportunity that we have to capitalize on, and we did that throughout the game. Just great protection up front, great separation by the receivers, and putting the ball in the right places, so we just got to keep that moving forward. I'm really the point guard of the offense. I just got to get to the other great skill guys and let them do their work. As always, just another game. We know they're a big-time opponent. We respect them, but we're just going to prepare like any other week, and we just got to do what we got to do, and hopefully take care of business.
All right, thank you.
Going into the game, we knew we was going to play a good team as GSC, but we started off slow. We had to make it better in the second half, and we got right in the locker room. Coach talked to us. We had to come out stronger because, like I said, we started slow, we came out fast. But with the offense, like I always put it on my O-line. They did their job, and I did my job, so we came out. How do I mentally prepare for about all stuff? Just going in, just doing everything we need to do at practice, doing everything we're supposed to do on offense, defense, special teams, making sure everything is right. We're not making any mistakes, and mentally it all come together.
Okay.
We're not worried about it as long as we do everything we need to do on our part. We want to go in the game and play hard and do what we need to do.
All right. Pull off a 44-7.
It's just about resetting every play, and that's what we talk about. The defense was playing well. Offense, we had a fumble and then a deflected pass that didn't get intercepted. So obviously turnovers can't happen, but when they do, you got to reset and not let it affect the next play. And then we finally did a good job doing that. It's the third game on the road, early start, so there's a lot of factors that could have gone into that, but we can't let that affect us. And we ended up doing what we needed to do. That's huge. I mean, you can't do it without them, no doubt. And the offensive line was a little different today. We had 3 different guys out there starting due to different reasons, so that's always a concern. But there's been some years here that if we had 3 of the starters out, it wouldn't have looked near as good as it did today. So credit to those guys stepping up and just playing. But yeah, he can't complete balls if they're not blocking for him. That's the line and the running backs that goes into. But having that high of a completion ratio is keeping us on the field, keeping drives going to ends and touchdowns. So it's a huge accomplishment.
They're able to keep their head on the swivel to make those plays.
It's huge. It's a mindset that they're playing with right now, and big plays are going to happen. It's football. They practice too and have good players and coaches too. So the big thing is finding ways to keep them out of the end zone. The biggest change of momentum in the game was the blocked field goal, without a doubt. I mean, we fumble, we get the ball back and fumble inside the 20. I think it's around the 10-yard line. Hold them to a field goal was huge, and then be able to block the thing completely, flip the field, and get points out of it before the half. That was a huge play in the game. So, but like I said, that's a mentality. That's what the mentality defense is playing with.
The alums who've been there, done it.
I hope they get to interact with enough of the 71 guys to see what a true brotherhood that is, because that's a special group, and they've been special to me for a long time. But this team has some of that stuff to it, and so I've asked those guys to come to practice on Friday because I want our players to see 50 years later, those bonds are still tight if you build them right, and those guys have done that. So that's what I hope we gain out of it. Now, what I hope the 71 bunch gains out of it is just being honored for the legacy they've left, And you know, I hope the 72 team's not mad at us for now taking a 6-0 approach. Since we claimed that we forgot about their 5-0, but you know, yeah, I hope they're excited to what our guys are doing because even though it was 50 years ago, they laid a foundation and set a standard that we're trying to live up to. They're a heck of a team. I mean, you know, see what happens with them today, and it could be a top 7, top 8 matchup for sure. So they're a good team. I think they're one of the best teams in the league. They're you know, only 2 seasons removed from being national champions, I believe it is. So it's going to be a big task. The thing we got to do is, like we talk about every week, find a way to get a little bit better. You know, find a way to prepare better. We're not going to change what we do in preparation. We just got to find a way to do it a little bit better and keep raising the level.
All right, thank you, Coach. Congrats.
Go Tigers.